Moving on to the big news just coming in, another rape shocker has been reported from Thane in Maharashtra. When as we're talking about so many rapes taking place in Karnataka, it looks like Maharashtra too seems to be grappling with the same. A 40-year-old woman has been allegedly gang raped inside a car on the pretext of being given a lift. The complaint has been registered in the Thane police station. There's yet another rape shocker, this time coming to light in Maharashtra. A woman, allegedly 40 years old, got into a car when in fact the person inside had offered to give her a lift, and in that process, in the moving car, it is alleged that she was gang raped. She has gone ahead and filed a complaint with the police with regards to this particular incident, and the cops are investigating the case. Absolutely shocking there that a woman who had in fact sought some help, who had in fact gotten into a car on the pretext of being given a lift, was gang raped by the occupants. The woman has gone ahead and lodged a complaint. Very sketchy information as to exactly which car this is or who is guilty, but the woman has come out now. She is aged 40 is what we understand. And moving on, a rape complaint has been registered against an office boy working with a private company. The accused, identified as Shivraj Kumar, took the girl to Tirupati and raped her, as filed in the complaint by the victim. According to the victim, Shivraj Kumar was her brother's friend and came to their Mahadevpura house months ago. He fell in love with the girl and proposed marriage to the girl's family, but they rejected him. A dejected Shivraj Kumar made his way back to his PG in Mulibaglu. Meanwhile, the girl got married to another man and was living happily for the last 2 months. On the 14th of this month, the victim visited her family and Shivraj Kumar happened to be staying there at the time. And it is then that the girl alleges that he forcibly took her to Tirupati and raped her. The cops, based on the girl's complaint yesterday, registered an FIR under Section 376. They have now taken Shivraj Kumar into custody and are currently questioning him. A lot of question marks also with regards to this particular case, considering of course that the victim hasn't gone ahead and filed a complaint against the fact that he forcibly took her to Tirupati, and also there are a lot of questions about that line of thought, considering of course that the girl's family was with her. How could he have forcibly taken her in the presence of her family? How did her family members not realize? A lot of unanswered questions about this particular case. We are currently awaiting more details based on what has been mentioned in the complaint, but the cops are not waiting, of course, to see if there's any clarity on this particular case, have gone ahead and arrested Shivraj Kumar before he can go absconding, and they are currently questioning him on this particular case. It is understood that Shivraj Kumar had fallen in love with the girl many months ago, had even proposed marriage, but even after he was rejected, it seemed like things had not gone so, that things were good, which is why he even returned to the house to be with his friend. Unfortunately, the girl also landed up there at the exact same time, and she alleges that she was raped soon after. Meanwhile, the growing crime rate in the state has angered the residents of Kolar. Several groups of activists as well as student organizations had earlier called for the Bandh, and today the region came to a grinding halt. Schools and colleges have shut down while no buses are plying on the road. It is learned that around 11 cases of sexual assaults were witnessed in Kolar district. Well, as you can see, life has come to a standstill in Kolar. Absolutely no buses plying and no sort of public transport on the roads, as it is expected that there could be some sort of galata as well witnessed. In fact, a huge number of people, activists as well as students took to the streets demanding better safety for women. In fact, buses that were plying, be it private or public, were stopped on the road. They were made to, in fact, not ply on the roads today. So definitely people being hampered by this particular ban as well. This is, of course, keeping in mind the growing cases against of sexual assault in Kolar district. People coming out in large numbers to protest against the same. So it's not just, of course, here in Bengaluru, but across the state that crimes against women have in fact been highlighted after 2 incidents shook the entire state, and now 11 cases of sexual assault have been reported in Kolar, which has led to a lot of anger among the residents. Well, we've got some big news coming in. A tragedy on railway track in Medak in Telangana, Medak district, witnessing a rail incident there. We understand, of course, that a school bus has rammed into a train at an unmanned level crossing. 15 children have been feared dead. And of course, a shocking incident coming to light. This is in Medak district in Telangana, where a school bus has rammed into a train at an unmanned level crossing. It is feared that 15 children could have died in this particular accident. Yet another rail tragedy coming to light here, except that a school bus is also involved in this particular case. This is Medak district, which is, of course, a KCR's very own area. He is the MP from Medak district, and 15 children could have passed away in this particular incident. We are still awaiting more details on the kind of damage that has been reported, but it looks like a major tragedy, considering, of course, that a school bus was involved, and of course, if it rammed into a train, there are absolutely no chances of survival for all those who were on board that particular bus. We understand that there were nearly 15 children and all of them could be dead. It is, of course, the fear that all of them could not have survived that ghastly accident. We are awaiting more details on exactly what took place. We will continue bringing you the latest and tracking this particular story. Well, we understand that this incident took place at about 9:40 a.m. in Medak. About 40 to 50 children were inside that particular bus. We understand that about 16 of them are also injured, besides 15 of them feared dead. These are the details that are just coming in. Of course, we will continue bringing you the latest, but to take you through exactly what we know, this particular bus rammed into a train at an unmanned level crossing. My colleague Arun joins us over the phone lines with more details. Arun, over to you. Give us more details on exactly what took place.
A very grim accident which took place in the morning, Akshita. Remember, this happened around 9 o'clock is what we're given to believe. This particular school in question is a school called the Kakatiya School, located in Ramaya Pet in Medak. And this particular school van was actually ferrying the children to the school. It had picked up the children. What we're given to believe is reportedly it had about 40-odd children, 45-odd children in the bus. And it then was trying to cross this unmanned level crossing when this particular passenger, the Nanded Hyderabad passenger, seemed to have knocked it. The exact sequence of events is not known at this point of time. Let me repeat that. The exact sequence is not known. Whether the bus rammed into the oncoming train or it was the reverse. But what we're given to believe is that 15 children, various media sources are giving different numbers, but it is given to believe that 15 children have perished in this fatal accident. This is a third major fatal accident as far as the Ministry of Railways is concerned after a new minister took charge. 15 children have perished in this accident, and close to about 25 odd children have sustained injuries. There is no information at this point of time about the van driver, Akshita.
Right, Arun. Thank you so much for joining us with all those details. So those are some of the details that have come in. In Medak, in fact, they had just picked up about 40 to 45 children, was on the way to school when, in fact, at this unmanned level crossing, an accident, a tragedy has taken place, which could have possibly led to 15 children dying. We are, of course, awaiting more details. There is no word on the exact sequence of events, but the train is the Nanded-Hyderabad Express.